Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought number 1694. I've given you Morsels of a Thought for 1694 days in a row. Today it's 6:10 or thereabouts. I am reading from Dr. Brody Miller, Brain Rescue, a 90-day blueprint to reclaim your memory after a brain injury or concussion. Now, this is for anybody who has conked their head really hard because your brain does have an effect when you conk your brain really hard, whether it be by manual infliction or if it were an accidental fall or if it were a movement that was poorly calculated. You have probably bumped your head sometime along the way. And as a matter of fact, I have bumped my head. There is a dent in my forehead, just so you know. That happened when I was a baby. I was breaking the floorboards with my head. I broke the bamboo floorboards. I don't know if it was bamboo or not. It was Taiwan. And I broke the floorboard with my head. That could explain everything. She cackles like a witch. So, Dr. Brody Miller is findable on Instagram. You can locate him there. He comes up with puzzles and gives you PDFs of puzzles that you can print out so that you can do your brain exercises. With your right hand, you are following a zigzag with a ball. With your left hand, you are following straight lines, vertical lines with a ball. At any rate, we are in chapter 7. The fourth pillar is O for optimize. OPTIMIZE. And right now we are in oh boy. We are in You Are Not Alone. From the fourth step here is I for inhibition. I believe. Did I not skip something? I don't think I skipped anything, thank goodness. You're not alone. Dr. Brody Miller says, I know first how start small and think big. I know firsthand how difficult this can be. This is simple, but definitely not easy. But I'm telling you, it's so worth it, says he. The more you work on strengthening your inhibition, the more freedom you'll experience in your life. Imagine going a whole day without giving in to your past self. Imagine feeling stronger every time you say no to something that doesn't serve you. That's not just possible, it's inevitable if you commit to training your brain. So, starting today, make it your mission to catch yourself in the moment. Feel that impulse, take a breath. It's as simple as that. Over time, this small practice will help you rebuild the internal brakes that the concussion stole from you. If you want to really optimize your brain power, you must get better at catching your impulses. When you strengthen your willpower and resolve, you strengthen your memory. Breath holds and fasting. Breath holds and fasting are some of the two most powerful tools you can use to strengthen your ability to inhibit. Quite simply, they are some of the two strongest survival urges we get. Quite simply, breath holds and fasting. If we can learn to practice resisting these urges, then we can get significantly better at resisting all the other forms of urges. Breathing is number one because without it, we will die very quickly. Breathing is the most fundamental function of all life. Without it, our bodies cannot survive. Brain cells begin to die within 3 to 5 minutes without oxygen, leading to irreversible damage around 4 to 6 minutes, and the risk of death significantly increases after 10 minutes. This makes breathing our number one priority for survival. I've known someone who passed from a heart attack who had exactly what they said, 10 minutes, and it didn't happen in time. So that person is gone now. And it is interesting that ambulances are so fast. They are so fast. They come so fast. Why breath control is so powerful? Practicing breath holds can help you build resilience and prepare your mind to cope with stress. When you intentionally hold your breath, you force your body to adapt, promoting mental strength and inhibiting reactive behavior. In a later chapter, Dr. Brody will talk about stress management through the principle of hormesis. Hormesis. There are very few things more effective than holding your breath. It is the most stressful thing to your body, but if you can learn to postpone your breath hold for even a few seconds longer, you can increase your stress tolerance significantly. I'm going to mention that there is a tribe of people somewhere in the South Pacific that I believe he mentioned that have a really big capacity to be underwater for 20 minutes. We can only be underwater for maybe 5 minutes or something. But this particular tribe has evolved their lungs so differently than most other people that, I mean, they practically live in the water because of the way they eat and their culture works that way. So, interestingly, how a human body can be adapted to something over generations of time. Anyway, back to fasting. Dr. Brody says fasting. Fasting is another primal urge that can have profound effects on our health and inhibition. When you're hungry, your body releases a hormone called ghrelin, Grelin, which makes you feel the urge to eat. I have to tell you, my place smells so good right now from soup that I've made, and I have to eat it after this show. I have to say, but make sure you cook healthily when you cook, okay? You and eat healthily. Don't keep snacks in your house. Mine used to be in my refrigerator, so they weren't called snacks. They were called food because they were in the refrigerator. That's what Dr. V was saying to me. He was laughing so hard when I explained that, oh, it's in the refrigerator though, so it's not a snack. Well, after that, I started to lose weight when I got rid of those snacks. So anyway, blah, blah. So Dr. V is the person who started me off on these videos, and I'm reading from other doctors like Dr. Brody Miller. Okay, he says, Dr. Brody Miller says, you know when your stomach growls? That's ghrelin telling you it's time to eat. Grelin. But there's another hormone, leptin, that tells your brain when you're full and don't need more food. Even though hunger might feel uncomfortable, taking breaks from eating, like fasting for a few hours, can be really good for your brain and body. When you fast, your body goes into a kind of cleanup mode called autophagy. Autophagy. It gets rid of old, damaged cells and replaces them with new, healthy ones. Right now, we are reading from Dr. Brody Miller, a 90-day blueprint to reclaim your memory after a brain injury or concussion in Morsels of a Thought. Morsels of a Thought of wisdom are intended to be things that you can know are the right things to do for your life. And when you know the right things to do, it's called wisdom. When you do them, it's called going virtue. It's called committing virtue, acts of virtue. Okay, back to Dr. Brody Miller. Okay, when you fast, your body goes into a kind of cleanup mode called autophagy. It gets rid of old, damaged cells and replaces them with new, healthy ones. Autophagy is AUTOPHAGY. This process is not just about weight loss, it's about brain health. Funny, I mentioned weight loss. Fasting helps reduce inflammation, improve thinking, and even increase the production of brain derived neurotrophic factor BNDF, brain derived neurotrophic factor, which supports neuron health and growth. The important thing fasting does is help balance your blood sugar called glucose homeostasis. It lets your body use up the sugar, glucose, it's stored for energy. When you don't eat for a while, your body starts burning fat instead of sugar. This helps your body become better at using sugar when it needs to, which is good for keeping things balanced. After after fasting for a while, like 12 to 16 hours, your body switches from burning sugar to burning fat. Your liver turns the fat into something called ketones, ketones, which your brain can use for energy. When your brain runs on ketones instead of sugar, it works much better. Some people use this idea in a diet called the keto diet. Diet, different words, which is full of fat but has very little sugar. Over time, your brain becomes more efficient at using ketones for energy as your body adapts to low levels of sugar and food. But even though this can be good for your brain in short bursts, it's not something most people should do all the time. To quickly recap, practicing breathing pauses, breath holds, and fasting are more than just techniques. They are gateways to activate neuroplasticity and profound healing. When your body screams for air or food, challenge yourself to hold on just a little longer. Soup, soup, soup. By embracing discomfort, you are priming your neurological and biological self for growth and resilience. You can also apply this principle to other primal urges, such as sexual urges. Practice Practicing self-control over these impulses can strengthen your discipline and enhance your ability to focus on your recovery. By understanding and harnessing these primal urges, you can take significant steps toward brain rescue and overall well-being. Now, I want to say something. There is a Chinese Qigong method where you do control all the fluids in your body, including those for sexual urges, and there are 9 tranquilities, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. There are 9 tranquilities, and in the sixth tranquility, you will reach a state where you actually feel better than you do when you have sex. That is something that is taught in high technology Qigong. Anyway, so just to let you know, there is such a thing. So controlling your urges is extremely important toward that step if you want to go there. Okay, you can take significant steps toward brain rescue and overall well-being by harnessing these by understanding and harnessing these primal urges. Embrace the challenge and empower yourself to become the best version of you. The fifth step is M for mind gym. Optimize. The fifth step is M for mind gym. Your mind does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. And that's by Jim Rohn. It's a quote. Jim Rohn said, "Your mind does not get better by chance, it gets better by change." Now I'm changing my mind. I'm not sipping that soup right now I'm talking about so much. So, Dr. Brody says, why is it universally accepted that if someone commits to the gym, lifting weights and working out consistently, they'll see impressive physical gains, yet when it comes to the brain, people overlook that it can be trained, quote unquote, in a similar way? The answer may lie in the visibility of results. With weightlifting, we quickly see our muscles grow and our bodies change, and those physical improvements are undeniable. But brain growth is far less visible, making it easy to underestimate the power and potential of training the brain. Let's make one thing clear. The brain is your body's most vital muscle, the very powerhouse that directs and determines how we function, feel, and flourish. What exactly is mind, Jim? And we're going to have a few pictures here. They're so good. Okay, here. I love this book. It's great. Many people first come across the idea of mind gym, quote unquote, on social media where they see me demonstrating exercises that might look quirky or even humorous at first glance. So Dr. Brody on Instagram, it does that. So go and look for him. Dr. Bro. But don't be fooled. These activities are far from being, quote, just for show, end quote. Behind every exercise lies cutting edge neuroscience designed to stimulate the brain in ways that build brain strength, resilience, and adaptability. To fully appreciate this, we need to look at the brain's intricate relationship with the body. This brings us to the concept of the homunculus. Ever heard of it? Homunculus. Homunculus what? If you're unfamiliar with the term, the homunculus is a representation of the brain that shows us how different parts of the body are mapped in the brain's motor system, movement, and sensory sensing areas. It helps us understand how our brain controls and senses our body. On this map, body parts are shown in size according to how much control or feeling they require from the brain. If you look at the picture below, you'll notice that the hands and the face are much larger than the other parts. This is because these areas demand lots of fine motor control, and as a result, the brain devotes a substantial amount of, quote, brain real estate, end quote, to manage them. Understanding this map can help explain why moving areas like the hands can lead to stronger and more lasting changes in the brain, improving both movement and sensory feedback. Check out the image of the ugly guy below. Notice how large his hands are relative to the rest of his body. Okay, so we've got interesting diagrams right here. Take a screenshot of these and then I'll turn the page. And there you go. Okay, now how mind gym aids brain injury recovery. We are reading from Dr. Brody Miller's book, Brain Rescue. And this is Morsels of a Thought number 1694, which means that I've come here this many days in a row for you because I want to bring morsels of a thought of wisdom to the world. The reason is that when you know the right things to do, that's a form of wisdom. When you do those things, that's a form of committing virtue, committing acts of virtue. Okay, Dr. Bro says, how mind gym aids brain injury recovery. Mind gym exercises are carefully designed to do more than just get your body moving. They work directly to increase your brain's cognitive load capacity. Cognitive load refers to the amount of mental effort and resources required to perform a task. For people with healthy brains, increasing cognitive load can help build resilience, improve multitasking abilities, and enhance focus. But for those recovering from brain injuries, it serves an even more critical function. It helps rebuild cognitive pathways that may have been damaged or weakened. Mind gym exercises are a very real way strengthening your neuromuscles. Consider this. Most gym bros know that skipping leg day leads to a disproportionate body. They understand that if you only exercise your upper body, it would look weird and leave your lower body way out of balance. The same is true for the brain. Different brain regions serve different functions. I knew somebody who, in a photo, looked very weird because his legs were exercise bicycle. He was some kind of marathon bicyclist or something, but he didn't exercise at all, so his legs looked really unproportional to his body. I'll just say that. It does happen. Okay. Just as your hands serve a different function than your feet, we don't want to neglect different brain regions. Different mind gym exercises stimulate different brain networks. Here are 5 unique ways mind gym exercises stimulate the brain. Number 1, rewiring the brain through neuroplasticity. After a brain injury, some pathways are wrecked, leaving memory, focus, and processing speed in chaos. But guess what? Neuroplasticity means we can rebuild. Every mind gym exercise pushes the brain to forge new connections, retraining areas to take over lost functions and bring back cognitive strength. This isn't just training, it's a rebuild. I will read you the titles of all the others. Number 2 is building mental endurance gradually. Number 3 is focus and attention control. Number 4 is boosting working memory and processing speed. And 5 is reconnecting body and brain coordination. Now, number 2, for survivors, building mental endurance gradually. For survivors, the basics feel like heavy lifts. Mind Gym starts simple, then stacks the load just like a gym routine. You get stronger every day, adding layers of resilience without burnout. Over time, your brain can handle more. Bigger tasks, faster processing, less fatigue. Number 3, focus and attention control. Focusing after an injury is a battle. Mind Gym forces focus through simple and controlled movements that demand attention. You retrain that attention muscle until it's sharp and unbreakable. Over time, you regain control and stay locked in when it counts. Number 4, boosting working memory and processing speed. Does your memory feel shot? Exercises like sequencing, counting, and pattern work build your working memory back up. Every movement is a test, and each rep makes your brain faster, ready to recall, react, and crush daily tasks with precision. Number 5, reconnecting brain and body and brain connection. After an injury, your body feels disconnected and clumsy. Mind Gym drills into that brain body link, syncing up sensory and motor control, bringing back fluidity. This isn't just movement, it's reclaiming coordination and awareness in every move you make. Take action now. Rebuild your brain with Mind Gym. That's the section we will read next after the week is over and we go back to Friday. Brain rescue. Take action now. Rebuild your brain with Mind Gym. That comes up next. And we will be here tomorrow for Millennial Samurai. And every day of the week, I have a different show. Millennial Samurai, Story Sunday, Mortgage Monday, TR Tuesday, Thursday, Words and Wisdom Wednesday, and Brain Rescue Friday. So here we are. I hope you have fun reading this book. I hope you finally get the book as well because everybody needs it. I think it's required reading for the 7th grade. Okay? That's what I think. And it's an arbitrary number. I could have picked 5th grade too, you know. Okay? Old Kinderhook.